And when Christmas and Easter came, that's why we see back home. We show more love in Easter even more than Christmas. Because where I maybe the environment I was in, most of them were SDs, Sunday people. So they celebrate Easter more than every Christmas. So when in Easter, it was a big day. They celebrate Easter more than everything. But it's just that we only show love in Easter because Easter should be like, and God there should be like a foundation, like the whole foundation for love. That's why I see, because the death on Easter is for love, and it should be a foundation to show us how God loves us. So we should continue. Like Republican. We should repeat it. How God, because it's like if a pastor maybe come here maybe 5 years ago, the way pastor maybe you will suffer to come here. Maybe if I'm coming here now, I will suffer the way pastor come here before, because our pastor will show me the way. Okay, I did this, I did this, I did that, I did that. So if it takes pastor 5 years to come to know Jesus, maybe if I follow what the pastor is telling me, it won't take me 5 years for me to know Jesus better. Because if the pastor did this, he did that, he did that, it gives me a guide. So that if I follow maybe the guide, what is going on, or what the pastor is teaching me, it won't take me 10 years for me to know what I want to know. So it's like it will be a foundation in our life so that we know what love is. But we only limited to, let's say, Easter. So for me, we don't the question. We don't really understand the meaning of Easter. That's the problem, because we are just there and the Easter come and then we celebrate. That's our problem, because they don't teach us the real meaning of the Easter and the real meaning of Christmas. Just that they combine them together, celebration, and everybody is following, and we are all following. The understanding for pastor, for me, is not there. Than the proper understanding, pastor, is not there, because we didn't get a good foundation from our childhood. So it will be difficult for us to explain the actual meaning of Easter. All we just know Easter is love, love, and everybody is eating. We eating chicken, fowl, goat, whatever we can lay our hands on it. People are eating crocodile, people are eating tortoise. So it's like everything people see in Easter, we are just enjoying it. But for me, I think Easter is the foundation of love.
Amen. Easter is the foundation of love. Easter is the foundation of love. Well, it's very important to, like Uncle Frank said, have the basis for what we do. If you're having a bit of interruption. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Right. So we have to start from the foundation to get the story of Easter right. And to have the story of Easter right, we need to start from Genesis. Bible says that God created man in his own image. God had a relationship with man. God had a family relationship with man. God was always dwelling with man. Bible says that God will come in the cool of the day and will converse with man. Man walked in disobedience. And because he walked in disobedience, Bible says that he was driven out of the garden. When man was driven out of the garden, it meant that the relationship that he had with God was broken. And that relationship was broken because of sin. Now, when you talk about sin, sin simply means that you have missed the target. To sin means that you miss the target. So what is the target here? The target here is the relationship that man had with God was broken because of what Adam and Eve did when they walked in disobedience and they walked against the word of God. So the relationship was broken. Man was thrown out of the garden. God then instituted a plan to redeem. You see, when you go to the shop and they give you a voucher, and you go to the shop with the voucher, what you are saying is that, oh, I am bringing my voucher to redeem, or I'm coming to redeem my voucher. So I'm bringing the voucher in exchange for what I want. Okay. If you have a token, you can have the token and go and exchange for what you want. So God had to institute a plan. It's just like the prodigal son. When the prodigal son ran away from his father's house, he went into a foreign country. Bible says that God had to, or the father, when the prodigal son came back, the father had to readmit him into the family. You understand? So God had to institute a plan, and that plan was to sacrifice and reconcile man back to God, to have it back to the way it used to be in the garden. All the story of the Bible is to bring us back to God, reconcile, bring us back to the relationship that we had with God before. So Easter is the season, Easter is the fulfillment of that prophecy. In the book of Genesis, God promised mankind that the seed of the woman will bruise the serpent will bruise the heel of the seed of the woman, and the seed of the woman will crush the head of the serpent. Now, what it means is that we are having a situation where an original plan has been distorted, an original plan has been tempered with. So we need to go back to the original plan. The original plan now, so let me use this analogy. Let's say that you've bought a house, you've bought a mortgage, and you were paying your mortgage. Something happened in between. You did not have money to repossess the mortgage, or you did not have money. The bank came in and repossessed your property, and the bank gave you a grace period and said that within this grace period, if you are able to find money and come and pay, we will give your house back to you. God created man in his own image. So God owned man, or man was God. Man belonged to God. Man sinned against God. Man left the presence of God. God wanted us to come back to him. So he said that I'm going to set up a motion, or I'm going to set up a plan. And that plan is that I have to buy you back. I have to purchase you back onto myself. So the way I'm going to purchase you back is because you are made of flesh and blood, and it's because I created you in my image. You have given your will to sin. You have given your will to the devil. So I will let my only begotten son come and die for you. And when that blood is shed, that blood will then redeem you and reconcile you back unto myself. That is why we say that Easter is the most important season in a Christian's life, because it is the fulfillment of God's prophecy of reconciling man back unto himself, of redeeming us, of saving us, of bringing us back. What it means now is that God has ownership of our life. God now has control of our life. That when we give our will to him, he has now authority and control over our lives. So it's very, very important that you don't see Easter as a festival, or you don't see it as part of a Christian calendar, but you see Easter as the fulfillment of God's word, of God's prophecy, as the season where man was brought back to God. God reconciled us back unto himself. Hallelujah. So Easter is not just an event. Easter is not just a festival. Easter is the season, is the period in our Christian life where God reconciled us